Hello, and welcome to Socially Holistic Podcast. Socially Holistic helps coaches and holistic entrepreneurs and women in heart-centered businesses make sense of social media so they can build their own online network and get more clients. As a heart-centered business owner, you do amazing work. Holly's mission in life is to help you help more people. Help us help more women in business with a 5-star review of this podcast. Please leave one today over at iTunes. The more women who find out about this podcast, the more heart-centered businesses will be successful. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to the Socially Holistic Podcast, episode 35. This is your host, Holly Worton, and once again, you've got me talking about how to use social media for heart-centered businesses. Today, we're going to discuss how to use social media in a heart-centered way, and I'm going to share with you my 7 steps to building fruitful connections online. I'm really excited to share this with you because this month is the first time that I've actually begun to share this 7-step system online with other people so that I can teach it to you. And this is something that I've also integrated into my social media course, which I will be relaunching again this month. So I'd like to start out by discussing why social media is great for heart-centered businesses, because I really think it's a fantastic way to connect with people online and to attract both clients and joint venture partners. So why is social media good for heart-centered businesses in particular? Social media makes it really, really easy to build relationships with other people. And to me, that is what social media is all about. It's not about broadcasting your message out to the world. It's about meeting individuals online and building relationships with them. It's just like networking when you go to business networking groups, but you're doing it online and you're doing it with people all over the world. Next, social media is really, really good about building know, like, and trust. And I know you've heard that this is really important to attract clients. People need to get to know you, they need to get to like you, and they need to get to trust you enough to hire you as a coach or as a holistic practitioner or whatever it is that you do. Social media makes this easy. You've probably also heard that you need 7 to 10 points of contact with a potential client before they will actually give you money and convert into a paying client. Social media also makes this easy because there's so many points of contact online. You can connect with someone on Twitter and just start a conversation with them there. You can connect with them on Facebook. Perhaps they like your Facebook page and they comment on some of the things that you shared. Perhaps they read your blog or they listen to your podcast or they watch your videos. There's so many ways that you can create content to share with potential clients, and there's so many ways to get those 7 to 10 points of contact with them so that they get to know you, like you, and trust you. And as I said earlier, it's also a fantastic way of worldwide networking. And this is really, really important because it helps you branch out into other geographical areas, other countries, and connect with people all over the world. Another reason why social media is great for heart-centered business owners is that it makes it really, really easy to be yourself. You're the one who's setting up your profiles. You're the one who's controlling the information that you're sharing with other people. Social media makes it really easy to be authentic and to express your values and to just make it yours. It's not like when you go to a networking meeting and you're really kind of at the mercy of whatever format that particular networking group has. You choose how to use social media. You choose which sites you're going to use, you choose how you're setting up your profile, and you choose which people you're going to connect with. So it's really very easy to just personalize it and make it your own personal kind of experience. Another reason that social media is really good for helping for what people in heart-centered businesses is it's perfect for helping other people. You can use it to share simple tips online, whether it's on Twitter or on your Facebook page, or perhaps on your blog. Maybe you do videos. It's a very good way for providing online support and attracting these potential clients to you. It's also a good way for you to build your community of ideal clients and ideal joint venture partners. So now I want to kind of branch into my 7 steps to fruitful connections online. I hope that it's become clear to you why I think social media is so important and why it's such an important part of marketing for heart-centered businesses. I think it's just absolutely ideal. So moving on into my 7 steps to fruitful connections online. First step to me is it's all about self-expression. Self-expression is where you're setting up your profiles. It's where you're expressing who you are, what you do, and who you help. Now, whether it's your LinkedIn profile or your Twitter profile or your Facebook page, every social media site, as you know, has different kind of guidelines and different formats and ways of expressing yourself. But when you're setting up your profiles, this is where you need to include valuable keywords so that when people are searching for someone like you show up into the results. You also need to be really, really clear about who you are and what makes you unique. You also need to be as authentic as possible, and you really need to let your personality shine through in these profiles, because that's what's going to help your ideal client connect with you. When they come across you online, they're either going to get you or they're not. They're going to like you or you're not. And the most important thing is to not be beige. Don't try to water down your message so that you appeal to everyone, because if you do that, you're really going to end up appealing to no one. The important thing is to just shine as you are, really get clear on what makes you unique and different, and how you help people. This is so important so that your ideal client recognizes instantly that you might be the right person for them. So the self-expression part of setting up your profiles on social media is really, really vital. And this is the first step, because this is anytime you sign up to a new social site, this is what you do. You have to set up your profile. So again, be sure that you're very, very clear who you are, what makes you unique, who you help, and how you help them. Your ideal clients need to recognize that you are the right person for them. So the next step is creative expression, and this is all about creating content. So everyone has their own preferred methods of creating content, and perhaps you blog, perhaps you do videos, maybe you have a podcast. There's so many different ways that you can create content that you can use to help your ideal clients and to connect with them through providing them with really valuable information. So blogging is kind of the natural thing that so many people start out with doing. And a lot of people complain about blogging because perhaps they don't like writing. Well, if you don't like writing, there's so many other things you can do. You can do videos, you can do podcasts, you can do a radio show, you can do other things as well. You can do a video blog. You need to figure out what type of content is the ideal type for you, and then just work on creating that. Do what feels right for you. I've been blogging since 2006, and it's something that I really, really love. I enjoy blogging, I love writing, and it's just one of my favorite parts of the week when I sit down to write a blog post. I also love this podcast. I had no idea when I set up this podcast how much I was going to love it. I absolutely love the interviews that I do. I love the women who I connect with. The podcast is just beyond my expectations. So figure out what works for you and what you enjoy and just focus on that. That's really, really important. And when you're creating these videos or blog posts or whatever it is that you choose, you need to focus on how you can help your ideal clients. What information do they need? What questions do they have? How can you help them? This is very, very important. Always think about them, think about what they need. You can poll them, you can ask questions, you can go to, if you've got other women in business who are similar to you, you can perhaps check them out and see what questions people are asking them. I have found it very, very interesting to look at question and answer forums on other people's websites and see what questions people have, and then perhaps choose some of those topics to write about on my own blog. So think about how you can help people through your creative expression by creating content. And that is step 2. You want to have some of your content out there, whether it's just a handful of blog posts or videos or whatever it is that you choose, before you get to step 3, which is creating connection. And creating connection is when you go out and you connect with people. So if you've just started out on Twitter, you need to start tweeting first. So you've got, 5 to 10 tweets in there before you start connecting with people. Because if you start connecting with random people before you actually start tweeting, they're going to come back to your website, to your Twitter profile and check you out, and they're going to see nothing, a blank feed. So they won't know what you're about, and they won't know whether or not they want to follow you. So again, start out with that creative expression by creating your content, creating some posts, and then create connection. So we've just discussed Twitter. On LinkedIn, you need to start connecting with everyone you know in your professional life that obviously you want to be connected to. Facebook, you need to invite relevant people, whether it's friends, family, networking connections, to connect with you on your Facebook page. Pinterest, the same. Go out and seek people that you find interesting to connect with. So on Pinterest, perhaps you could run a search for other women in business like you, for perhaps whatever topic or niche it is that you work in, your industry. Search for keywords that are related to what you do and search for people to follow. Now you can do this on all of the social media channels. It's really, really easy to search for people and to connect with them. So once you've connected with people, you need to move on to step 4, which is being of service. And this kind of goes back to step 2 of creative expression. So you need to be of service by helping people. If you're a coach or a holistic practitioner, or if you've got a heart-centered business of some kind, then that's kind of a helping business. So this is something that should really, really come natural to you. So once you've connected with these people, you need to go back and use your content to be of service to people. Share little tips online, whether it's on Twitter or on your Facebook page or in your blog posts or your videos or your podcast. Think of being of service and helping people. Help them with their problems, help them by answering their questions, help them in any way you can. This also goes for being of service to potential joint venture partners. So you want to be looking for other women who perhaps have the same client base or a similar client base to yours, but who provide a different service, perhaps that's complementary. Maybe you work in marketing and you have a friend that helps women in sales. Those are very complementary topics, and perhaps you have a similar client base, so you can work together and help cross-promote each other and really help each other out. That's one of the things that I like most about my podcast, because not only am I helping women in business by sharing this really useful information and juicy interviews with them, but I'm also helping out the women I interview by sharing them with my audience. And so I'm helping expose them to new people who might not have previously known of them. So I'm really helping people kind of twofold with my podcast, and I love that. So this is kind of what I'm talking about when I talk about being of service. Once you get to know people online and once you start building these relationships, you'll start seeing connections and it will start really becoming natural. So step 5 is nurturing relationships, and this is such an important part of social media, and this is why I really advocate connecting with individuals and really looking to build relationships with people. I interview them, and from then on, I promote them. Whenever I know that they've got something new to offer, whether it's a blog post that I can retweet or they've got a new program that I can discuss on my blog, I continue to help them. And I build that relationship by helping. And that is how you nurture relationships. And the more you help people, the more you will see that people will help you. Because once you've built these relationships with people and they've gotten to know you and like you and trust you, they will be more likely to promote you as well. I've received so many speaking engagements and invitations to podcasts and interviews and things as a result of having built relationships with people. So in the same way that you're nurturing these relationships with potential joint venture partners, you're also nurturing relationships with potential clients. So the more you help them online, the more you share these useful tips, the more they're getting to know and like and trust you, and that is all part of nurturing these relationships with them. So the more you can have conversations with people, perhaps on Twitter, or comment on their pins on Pinterest, or join them in a group on LinkedIn or on Facebook, the more you can get to know people and build these relationships, the more successful you will be online. So step 6 is building partnerships. And this is really the part about building joint venture relationships with other women in business. So once you've gotten to the point where you know, like, and trust these other women in business, you can build these joint venture partnerships that are so fruitful. Because when people trust you, they will trust the person that you're recommending. And the same goes for the people that are recommending you. I have had so much success with working in joint ventures with women in business who have a tribe that really, really trust who they are and what they do and what they recommend. And I've had so much success in presenting whether it's a webinar or a talk or whatever, to these really trusted audiences, because people will trust you so much more when you've been recommended by someone they trust. So these partnerships are really, really important, and they really help you get out there and expand your audience and expose yourself to other people, and to a wider audience. So this is all about, step 6 is all about joint venture partnerships. Now, step 7 is cultivating your tribe, and this is basically, you just got to keep going through the steps. I mean, once you've built partnerships and built relationships with people, you need to go back to step 1, which is self-expression. Every month, you need to go through all of your social media profiles and just check your profile information. Does anything need to be updated? Do you perhaps need to update your profile photos? Perhaps you changed your website URL. Perhaps you need to tweak your description a little bit. Is there anything that needs to be changed in your profiles? You need to check this once a month to make sure that it's really accurate and up to date. Step 2, creative expression. That's creating content, and that's something you need to be doing all the time. Whether it's creating weekly videos, weekly podcasts, blog posts, whatever frequency you determine is right for you, you need to be regular and consistent and continually create this content. Step 3, creating connection. You need to continually be looking to connect and meet with new people online in all of your social media sites. So whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, whatever it is, you need to continually, perhaps on a weekly basis, look to connect with new people. Step 4, being of service. Again, that is a continual thing. You need to continually be thinking about how you can be of service and help people out, whether that's potential joint venture partners or potential clients. You need to be looking and engaging with them online and helping them out as much as you can, because all of that helping will come back to you at some point. And of course, that's not why you're doing it. You're not doing it because you want the end result of people helping you. You're doing it because you're in a helping profession and it's natural for you to be of service. Going back to step 5, nurturing relationships. These new connections that you've built and the existing connections that you had before, you need to nurture those relationships, continue to engage with people online, and really just build those relationships so you can build that know, like, and trust. Next, building partnerships. Constantly be on the lookout for potential JV partners, and you want to build those relationships and really connect with those people that can help you grow your business. And on to step 7, cultivate your tribe. So it's just back to step 1 again. This is a continual process. You will continually go through these steps and build your tribe and just build your connections online. This is the way that I have used social media, and this is the way that I found it most useful. I'm not someone who focuses on, the number of Twitter followers or the number of Facebook fans or likes or connections. I really do not focus on the numbers. I really focus on the quality of the connections, because this is something that I've just found to be most useful myself. So a lot of people ask me which social media sites they need to be on, and this is something that I want to go more in depth on in a separate episode. But what I consider the basic platform to be is, first of all, your website with your blog or video blog and your mailing list. This is absolutely vital, and this is the first thing that you absolutely need. Because whenever you're connecting with people on social media, you want to include your website link, and you want to be driving people back to your website, because that is the one place that you control. Facebook changes, Twitter changes, Pinterest changes, but your website is yours, and that is the one thing that you control. So that's very important for you to be driving people to that site so people can really check you out and learn more about you and what you do. So website, blog, and mailing list, that's absolute basic, and it's absolutely necessary. Next, I really believe that LinkedIn is important. LinkedIn is a fantastic way, and I consider it to be one of those kind of low-maintenance social media sites, because you can either just create an optimized profile and leave it at that, or you can actually use it to connect with people in LinkedIn groups and build relationships there. But even if you just build an optimized profile, that's really, really important, because it's a good way for people to find you if you're using lots of keywords in your profile, and it's also a really good way for people to learn about what you do and to see your testimonials. Testimonials on LinkedIn carry a lot more weight than random testimonials on your website, because they're a lot harder to fake and they just look so much more professional and credible. So it's a very, very good place to showcase your recommendations or testimonials. Next, Facebook page. A lot of people are on Facebook, and it may or may not be the right place for your business. So you need to check out always and focus on the social media sites where your ideal clients and joint venture partners are hanging out. So Facebook page probably is going to be good for you, possibly not. You need to think about whether or not your ideal clients would connect with you while using Facebook. If you're perhaps a high-level executive coach that coaches CEOs, that might not be the ideal place to connect with them. LinkedIn will, however, be a good place to connect with them. So you need to always think about whether or not the people you want to connect with are already spending time on these sites. Twitter is also a fantastic social media site. I've been using it since, I think, 2007, and I absolutely love it. But Twitter is not for everyone. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people just don't get it, and they just get stuck with it. So if you think your ideal clients are on Twitter, definitely go there, check it out, give it a try. If you absolutely hate it, put it on hold. You can always come back to it later. I kind of go through phases with different social media sites. I'll go through periods where I'll be focusing a lot on Pinterest or a lot on LinkedIn or a lot on Twitter, and I go through different phases, and I'm constantly kind of coming back and revisiting my focus on social media. So you might find that if you hate Twitter today, you might not dislike it a few months from now. So again, always keep an open mind. Pinterest is a fantastic site. It's good if your ideal client or people that you want to connect with are women. It's also fantastic for visual people. Pinterest is kind of like an online pin board where you create collections of images that link back to websites. It's also a really, really good way to drive traffic back to your website. Google Plus is another good site. Very, very good for boosting your SEO. Again, if your ideal clients are not spending time on Google+, you might not want to make that the focus of your efforts. However, very, very important to set up Google authorship, which is a part of Google+, and again, great for SEO. YouTube is also another excellent site because people can see your face. They can look at you discussing whatever it is that you're talking about in your little videos and helping people, and people get a really good feel for who you are and what you're like and what your style is and whether or not they connect with you. They can kind of get that more from a video than they might from reading a blog post. They really get a sense of your style. Instagram is another great site, again, very visual. You may or may not find that useful for your business. It all depends on whether or not your ideal clients are there. Reddit is another site. It's primarily kind of a news and link sharing site, but it's also really good for discussions and things like that. So again, check out and see where your ideal clients and ideal joint venture partners are spending time online and focus only on those sites. Within that group of sites that your ideal clients are hanging out on, you also want to focus on the sites that you enjoy. Because as I said earlier, if you can't stand Twitter, don't force yourself to do it because it's not going to come across as natural. It's going to feel awkward. People won't naturally want to connect with you there because they'll feel that something is a bit off. Same goes for videos. If you're afraid of videos, give them a try anyway. Videos can be a fantastic way of connecting with people. But if you're really, really, really not enjoying videos, if you just feel awkward and you just really can't stand it, don't do videos. Again, perhaps put it on hold, give it a try in a few months. Things might change. But if you absolutely can't stand a type of content or a particular social media site, don't force yourself to do it because it will just feel weird and awkward and people will pick up on that. So one thing I would like you to do is to take action today. I would like you to go through this 7-step system and think about how you can apply it to your current social media strategy. So again, first step is self-expression. That's looking at your profiles and seeing if they really, really represent who you are, what makes you unique, who you help, and how you help them. This is so important. Second step is creative expression. That's your content. Are you creating really juicy content that's really useful to your ideal clients? How can you step up your content creation and how can you perhaps express yourself creatively in a way that more represents you and your style? Step 3, creating connection. That's simply liking, following, connecting with people. How can you create new connections, perhaps with new ideal clients or ideal joint venture partners? Step 4 is being of service. How can you help other people through your social media profiles or through the content that you create? Think about how you can be of service through social media. Step 5 is nurturing these relationships. That's engaging with people on social media, joining in conversations, striking up conversations, and really getting to know people and building these relationships. Perhaps pick out 2 or 3 people that you've connected with on social media and really focus on getting to know them over the course of the next month and see how that relationship changes. See what results you get from really getting to know them. Step 6 is building partnerships, and again, those are joint ventures, looking for other women in business who perhaps have a similar client base to yours so that you can really get to know them and build valuable business relationships with them. Again, maybe pick 2 or 3 people that you've met online and focus on helping them with their business and really building relationships that can lead to a valuable partnership. Step 7, again, is cultivating your tribe. That's just going through the whole cycle over and over again. So take some time to go through these 7 steps and see how you can apply them to your social media strategy. Shouldn't take very long for you to kind of rethink through all these steps and see how you can apply them. And again, choose 2 or 3 people online and really focus on building the connection and the relationship with them over the course of the next month. So my real passion in life is to help people, and I want to help as many people as I can. And the thing is, I only have so much time in one day, so I can only help so many people working one-to-one with my coaching and mentoring program. So last year I developed a way that I can help more people in the same amount of time. So I just want to take a couple of minutes, if it's okay with you, to discuss how you can learn more from me. So if you want to learn more about how you can use social media to build your business and get more clients and joint venture partners, and if you'd like to do more work with me, I'm launching a new online course on how to use social media. Now, some of you may know that last year I ran a similar course, but I'm completely updating this system this year to include my 7-step system on how I use social media. And I really think it's the perfect time to get started really honing in on your social media skills and how you use it to spread the word about what you do and connect with people online to get new clients. So the reason I've chosen to study this run this as a home study course is so that you can attend the course from the comfort of your own home. Now, you don't have to waste time traveling from one place to another. You can just settle down in front of your computer and get started. You can download all the materials and review them whenever it's convenient for you. So if you liked what you heard today and you feel you can benefit from learning more from me, I'd really just like to invite you to take a look at my social media site and see if it feels like it's right for you. I'm really passionate about helping people learn how to use social media for business, and I know what value I can offer you. So again, I really want to help as many people as possible, and I would love to have you on my course for its new launch. So my aim is that by the end of this course, you will learn how to stand out in the crowd, how to attract the right clients, not attack them, how to build valuable relationships online, and more importantly, how to stop wasting time online. Because it's so important for me to really help you learn how to use social media in the most effective way so you don't waste your time. So by the end of this course, you will overcome your fear. If you have any fears of social media or putting yourself out there online, you'll learn how to conquer your self-doubt. You'll get more done in less time, and you will love marketing. By the end of this course, it is my aim that you will feel confident and focused and excited about using social media. These are the comments I've received from the people who took the course last year, and they were all very happy with it, and I absolutely loved working with them. So I'm so excited about relaunching this. So again, it's an 8-week online course. The first week, we're going to look at who are you and how we can help you stand out online by creating these really juicy profiles. Next, we're going to look at who are these people you want to be connecting with and where are they spending time online. We're going to look at blogging. Then we're going to look at LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. We're going to look at some other platforms. And then we're going to look at your objectives and planning so that you've got a really clear strategy that works for you. I've also got a fantastic bonus package with some really good extra sessions. I've got guided meditations, I've got templates, I've got a private forum for extra support, worksheets. You're going to get clear action steps for each session so that you can take action on what you've learned. This is not just theory, you're actually going to be implementing this. You get audio and video recordings, you get PDFs. So I'd like to invite you to just head over to my website and check it out. It's sociallyholistic.com/SLH SMHW, and that's social media the heart-centered way. So sociallyholistic.com/SMHW, and I would love to see you on the course. If you have any questions about the course, if you're not sure if it's right for you, you can also sign up on my website for a free 30-minute consultation where we can just help you get clarity on whether or not it's right for you. This is not going to be a sales pitch. It's just going to be discussing whether or not it's the right step for you at this point in your business, because I definitely don't want you to join the course and get stuck on something that's not right for you at this time. So anyway, love to have you on the course, and I would love to talk with you if you have any questions. So thank you very, very much for joining us today. Thank you for listening. Remember to visit sociallyholistic.com/SHP35 for the show notes on this episode. Now, before I sign off completely, I would like to just read aloud a couple of the recent reviews that we've got on the podcast. From the US, we've got Natalia Real, who says, Holly knows her stuff. Holly Worton is a marketing expert and continues to bring in experts from other fields. You'll always come away with something from these podcasts. Thank you, Natalia. From the UK, we've got Kathy Ballard, who was also our guest here on SHP 28. So if you haven't listened to her episode, please do so. Kathy says, fabulous resource of inspiration. Holly is great at asking questions to get her guests to share their inspiration and ideas, so you can pick up gems to apply to your business right away. With episodes generally being between 30 and 45 minutes, they're good length for downloading and listening to on the go. I'm sure this will be a great help to other women business owners who want to create pleasurable, purposeful, and profitable businesses. That was a hard word. So thank you so much, Kathy and Natalia, for sharing your views on the podcast. And I would absolutely love it if you, my listeners, would head over to iTunes and also leave a rating and a review for me. Because the more people that find out about this podcast, the more women will be able to benefit from these interviews, which are really, really useful. I've had some fantastic guests on the show, and I've got so many more wonderful guests lined up. So can't wait to share this with you. And thank you again for listening. Have a great day.
Thanks so much for listening to the Socially Holistic Podcast with your host, Holly Worton. Please help us help more women in business by giving us a 5-star review of this podcast. The more women who find out about this podcast, the more successful businesses there will be. So please leave a 5-star review today over at iTunes. Thank you.